Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Discover Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, we got Chris Rivolo with us, Brad Francis, Rod Zawacky, Brian Bitler, Jay Briggs. We got Millz signing in today. And, of course, Wayne Scott with us as well. Here's how the lineup will be for this evening. Ruffalo, Briggs, Scott, Francis, Young, Bitler, Zawacky. And then I will close this one out. All right, Major League Baseball on the board today. We'll sneak in a UFC, actually an MMA play from Millz today on this Friday action. So let's go ahead. Let's get this one underway. We'll start off here with Chris, who is filling in today. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Chris doing fine work over there. You can catch him every day at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with that morning show with Chris and, of course, Rod and Mitch on that morning show. And, of course, catch him on the weekends as he hosts the weekend shows alongside Jay. So we'll bring in Chris here just a second here. I think we're set to go with Chris. Ready to roll over on the Skype roll. Today with us is Chris. Chris, what's happening?
No, not much, Tony. Like you said, decided to pop in, had some spare time on a Friday. So, you know what? Why not? I missed the drive-through. I'm going to make 2 appearances 1 week. Why not?
Why not? Why not? And I hope he'll be filling in for me late July or in a couple of days as I head on vacation. My usual trips out to the Eastern Sierras. But tonight, we're looking at this Pirates team right now, help wanted bullpen. That's posted in the locker room, I would say probably there or on Craigslist right now for the Pirates. Pirates here on the road facing the Marlins. Marlins big favorites, total 7.5.
Yeah, Tony, it just seems like with the Miami Marlins, it's always something. If the offense shows up, the bullpen or the pitching lets them down. If the pitching shows up and throws a solid outing, they get shut out like they did 3 times in a 4-game stretch over the course of that series against Chicago and Milwaukee. And now they send Luis Ortiz to the mound here. And Ortiz, he's been a nice sort of fill-in arm for the Pirates for much of the season. It doesn't hide the fact that he has still been giving up a lot of hard contact. He's been one of the worst pitchers in baseball this season in terms of average exit velocity, barrel rate, hard hit percentage. And that's not what you want against a Miami Marlins team that, quite frankly, right now is playing with some confidence. Entering tonight at 43-33, obviously 10 games above 500, right in the mix in the NL East conversation. They're in the NL wildcard spots right now. And I think this is a Miami Marlins team that is, I know we're only talking about a 75, 76 game sample size so far, but they're playing with confidence and with real aspirations that this team can make a playoff run. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they just continue to tread water. This is the second, I think maybe even third extended losing streak we've seen of the Pirates this season. And until we see them get back on track, I really want nothing to do with this Pirates team. The Marlins, 12th in baseball in team OPS in the month of June against right-handed pitching. I think they just have all the edges here. I don't think Luzardo struggles in this way. I think Luzardo is a solid outing. And like you said, Tony, once we get into the bullpens, yeah, Miami's got the edge. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates dead last in bullpen ERA over the last 7 days, a 7.71 ERA. Yeah, I think the Marlins have all the edges here. I'm taking the Marlins on the run line.
Yeah, we got Chris here. Marlins on the run line, lay the run and a half, -103 against the Pirates. Do your shopping, get the best numbers. You'll see some even pluses in some markets, so of course check it out. Yeah, it's hard to argue that, right? We've just seen another bullpen collapse here by the Pirates. The Pirates had that lead, and then of course Marlins come back on them. The Marlins, a team you think is all pitching, no hitting, but as you mentioned, we're starting to see the bats come alive for this Marlins team.
Yeah, what can you say? You had a 5-run 8th inning in the opener last night. They pummeled up on the Blue Jays 11-0 at the beginning of that series earlier in the week. They swept the Nationals. This is a Marlins team that's not a pushover in the NL East anymore. And I get it. The Pirates are probably going to be competitive in the NL Central because, let's face it, both Central divisions this year are not very good. But they're not a team that I feel like back right now. A team that doesn't look like they're going to want to be competitive in the next couple months.
Yeah, when this series opened, prior to the series opening yesterday, the Pirates were averaging just 1.5 runs a game, hitting 148. So it's not just the bullpen, it's also the bats that have been ice cold for this Pirates team. Marlins here, -1.5 run line, -103 here against the Pirates. This one will have a start time here of 6:40 Eastern Time. All right, Chris, let's go over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we'll bring up Chris's record here. We're talking football here, right? We're not too far away. So if you're looking for a football guy, Chris is your guy coming off a really good football season. Preseason, not too far away. Maybe we're counting down, maybe about 6 to 7 weeks away. So not too far away, 6.5 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game in the first week of August. It's all baseball tonight. 14-game card. Remember, the Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals not playing today. They start a 2-game series tomorrow in London. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tony, tonight I got a couple things on the go. $19 pick-off play. We've hit 4 or 5 with that, 3 straight. Also got a Major League Baseball 3-pack as well. That $19 play not included. So if you want all the action for tonight, hop on a long-term pass. I've got my Wild Weekend All-Access pass the whole weekend for $69 over at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right, guys. Got a board with Christopher over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get that weekend pass right now. It's the best seller here on the Friday. Of course, you want these weekend warriors out there. Have a lot of baseball on the card. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Chris, as always, great having your show. Well, why don't you let everybody know on the weekends here what's going on now? You and Jay now in the host chair.
Yeah, Jay and I are in the hosting duties. You know, we're splitting the time. We're going to probably just go week to week, see who needs a day, if we want to split the duties, or if we want someone to run both shows. It's going to be sort of a work in progress as we start to figure it out for the first few weeks. But we're still going to show up. We're still going to have a great group of cappers every weekend, and going to be giving out a ton of free picks on the weekend shows, just like we always do.
That's right, a lot of free picks, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Chris is live on the weekends, you're live with them, or Jay, however they switch around the chair, host chair, you're live with them and get the best numbers. And of course, everybody remind you too of your video series now that we're through the hockey season. Of course, we're getting that home run prop video a day.
Yeah, home run prop video daily. All the daily content. Game previews. Millz put up his first MMA rundown. Got Ron's rundown. Bunch of video content at Pick Dogs, as well as all of our live shows that Tony mentioned earlier. So make sure that you have notifications turned on so that you can get the notifications when all the fresh content drops here at Pick Dogs.
That's what you want to do, get those notifications set when you subscribe. All right, Chris, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Take care.
You got it. Chris Revello here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you miss any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Welcome in Jay Briggs. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll be part of the hosting duo there on the weekends here, so you'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. We'll bring him in. We'll bring in Jay here in just a second. I think we're all set to roll here in just a second with Jay. Jay, ready to roll here. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
What's going on? All right, here we go. Tonight, Diamondbacks and Giants open up this series in San Francisco. And, it's caught my attention here is this big line here. Yeah, Giants favored here minus 175 in this one. The total sits here at 8.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Should be an amazing game tonight. Last game on the board. I will have my eyes on this one. The Giants are a team I've been on a lot lately on this win streak they were on. It finally came to an end. The Padres put it into that in pretty dominant fashion. And I know I've been riding the Giants a ton lately. I know they've been one of the hottest teams in baseball. But now that I think their winning streak came to an end, I'm not ready to just immediately hop back on them, man. I actually think the Diamondbacks play the Giants extremely tough. I think Zach Davies has a beautiful outing today. And the Diamondbacks, I expect them to continue to beat up on the Giants like we've seen them do for most of the season. Currently, the season series is 3-1. I think it goes to 4-1 tonight, man. I'm going to hop on the Diamondbacks, a very profitable team this year, a team that has flown under the radar. But if you look, they're 16 games above 500. I look for them to continuously beat on the Giants, man, get another dub. And I love the huge money line price we're getting with the Giants in this one. With the Diamondbacks, plus 160. I think they can have a legitimate shot to stay in the game. And I think they're going to have a legitimate shot to win. And I'm going to take them on the money line in this one tonight.
All right. We got Jay here on this Diamondbacks team here, plus 173. Having played well in the NL West this season. Been one of the surprise teams up here. Some of their moves are working out here. They're getting some run production, getting some hitting here against the Giants team. Well, we know the Giants are good at home, but it's a big line here. And, of course, Zach Davies last year had 2 good outings here against the Giants. And Giants have not been good with this line here at this high a price here. 3-8 is a home favorite at minus 150 or higher. Davies has been pretty good in a big dog situation. 20-13 plus 125 to plus 175. D-backs good road record. And something I looked up, in their past 7 series, Jay, the Diamondbacks have won 7 in a row, game 1. So they've started off their series pretty well.
Yes, sir. Diamondbacks have come out in them game 1s and have taken care of business. And it's kind of lead to them having a lot of series wins. And I think we can expect them to have another one on the road, getting them at such a great price. on the money line, I think it's worth a shot with the Diamondbacks on the money line to continue doing what they've been doing.
Yeah, I like that one here. Jay here on the Diamondbacks, plus 173 here against the Giants. This one have a start time, 10:15 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick.Spin for tonight's action. Sitting top of the leaderboard here, Major League Baseball now 2,020 units of profit for 2023. Also, Jay sitting top of the leaderboards here for units for the 2023 year, all sports combined. So Jay's been on absolute fire. 14-game card, Major League Baseball. What do you have going over at the site?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of action for me today on this beautiful Baseball Friday. I have a MLB 3-pack, and I also have my Major League Baseball Play of the Week. $19 gets you my favorite play in Major League Baseball this week. And I also have a 3-pack, which includes 3 plays that I'm betting. That 3-pack does not include the Play of the Week, so if you want that, you got to buy them individually. But you can get all 4 plays over at Pick Dogs Premium. Hop on something long-term, and you can get all the plays for one low price, man. And the way I'm running, I think it's the best value, man. Or pair me up 2-for-1 capper special with one of the other great guys as well.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with the Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Jay. 2,023 units of profit for baseball, and of course, a fantastic year for the year, all sports combined. Get the plays tonight here. The $19 premiums on the board, as well as the long-term passes. A lot of you folks on the weekend like to get that 3-day pass. Pick as a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Jay. As always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week, but we're looking forward to your weekend shows, you and Chris, or maybe you'll be hosting there as well. Oh, we might have lost the connection there with Jay, but guys, you know how it's rolling here. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, set notifications, so when Jay's live on the weekends with those shows, you're live with him to get the plays in real time. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up is going to be Brad Francis. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Brad here in just a second here as we're getting the graphics ready to roll here. So up next, will be Wayne up next. Wayne up next. Wayne is filling in today. It is a Friday. So Wayne is filling in today. We had an opening come up, so we'll go ahead and bring in Wayne right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. So we'll bring in Wayne here in just a second as we're going to have our next game set to roll here. Well, I believe he's covering the Braves game tonight, if I was not mistaken. So let's go ahead and bring in Wayne right now. Wayne, what's happening?
Tony, tell you what's going on, Pick Dog.
Everything's going great tonight, Wayne. Let's get your game up here. I know you were looking at this Braves game, if I was not mistaken here. So we'll get the game up here for you right now. Braves and Reds, 2 of the hottest teams colliding here tonight. We see the Braves favorites on the road, minus 143. Total sits 11.5.
Yes, sir. Both of these is very hot. But the Braves, they are 24-11 the best road team. The last 10 on the road. This Reds team is 6-4. So and their last 10 at home, but they're on a crazy winning streak. But even with that winning streak, they are still home underdogs right here. And that's because Luke Weaver is on the mound. This guy in his last 3, 10 ERA, a 2 whip. And in his night and home game splits, he has a ERA of 7 and a 1.4 whip. His home runs, he's given up 13 home runs on the season and 8 at home. On the other side of the mound, we have the youngster on the mound, Smith Shazir. Now the jury's still out on him, but the 3 games that he's been in, he has pitched pretty good, of a 2 ERA and a 0.9. And he got his first win against the Rockies. Looked solid that game. And I expect him to play pretty good right here on the road with Atlanta. The bats are pretty even, but I like Atlanta's bats a little bit more. And when it comes to the bullpen, I'm loving Atlanta's bullpen, how they've been playing lately, how they played against Philly. They really shut Philly out. So everything's pointing for me to go and take Atlanta on the road here. Just not backing Luke Weaver. If I can't get a plus 190, 200 or better with him, I'm not backing Luke Weaver in this situation. Now, the bats have been pretty hot for the Reds, and they've got him a few wins. But I don't think I think my man Smith can slow these Reds bats down just enough for Atlanta to come out here and get this win in this game.
There we go, Wayne here on the Braves, minus 142 here against the Reds. Yeah, it is a big difference there in performance by these pitchers with that Smith Shawver on the mound. Pretty good whip. I can look at that whip under 1. The ground balls are good. For a young kid, he's not. The walks are manageable there, and of course Weaver is someone who's getting up the home run ball. And of course, right now the Braves bats are hot.
Very hot. And man, this Reds team, they're playing hot, but it's more so newfound success. Will they continue to play this hot? We'll see. Definitely against a team like the Braves, a team that's constantly hot and a team that's been here before. You just got a very good road team. Pitching matchup favors the Braves, and I believe they are the stronger bats, although the Reds bats have been playing good lately. But with Luke Weaver on the mound, you got to be ready to get 9 to 10 runs every game when Luke Weaver's on the mound.
All right, here we go. Wayne here on the Braves, minus 142 against the Reds. This one have a start time, 6:40 Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Wayne, fantastic results here over the past 30 days. He's been on fire here. 1,764 units of profit, all sports combined, showing great profit over the past 7 days. 14 on the board here for Major League Baseball. What do you have going over at the site?
Yes, sir. I have 5 plays going on over at the site right now, and I have all 5 of those for you guys in one pack in my Nostradamus Friday, and I have my hit and run, my best bet out of all 5 of those individualed out. So if you want all 5 plays, you can get all 5 of those tonight as I put them in a pack. I normally don't do that. And if you're looking for just one, my one top play, that's my hit and run play. You can grab that, being hot, hitting that one consistently, and always check us out for that 2-for-1 capper and use that promo code PICK to save you a couple bucks.
Yeah, save you a couple bucks here. But with Wayne, he's making you a couple bucks as well. When you look over that past 30 days, he's been on absolute fire, guys. So get on board with Wayne. A very popular package here on the weekend is that 3-day passes to get you introduced to Wayne's service, and use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you next week. But we can also tune in on the weekends. We can catch on the weekend shows.
Yes, sir. I'll be on there now. Heard Jay's going to be hosting, or Chris, and I can't wait for it. And you'll see me there tomorrow. So y'all take care, and let's cash this weekend.
Cash this weekend indeed. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, if you miss any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we're going to bring in Brad Francis. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Brad in right now. Let's see. We can bring him. I know they're doing the UFC now. Show is now in a rundown format. We'll bring him in ready to roll here with Brad. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. Here we go tonight. Game out west here with the Astros and the Dodgers going head-to-head. We see the Dodgers favored here at minus 139. The total coming in at 8.5.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the total here, and I'm going to roll with the over. The Dodgers, they've been an over machine all year, coming into this one with 40 overs and 29 unders. We have 2 rookie starters on the mound with France and Sheehan. Sheehan has looked really good, but he'll be challenged today against a Nationals lineup that could turn it on at any point. France for the Astros, he's been very on and off this season, and he'll also have to face a really tough lineup with the Dodgers. So I think we see both teams take advantage of the inexperience both these pitchers come with. The last time these teams played each other, there were 13 runs scored. So I'm going to take my chances with the over here. I think we see a 6-4 type game.
All right, we got Brad here. Astros, Dodgers to go over the total here in this one. Yeah, you know, the issue here with the Dodgers has no doubt has been their bullpen, right? It's really hard to trust. Of course, the Dodgers have been hit with injuries to their starting rotation, so you're seeing a lot of these OKC pitchers coming from AAA and starting. And, of course, like the Dodgers usually do with their young pitchers, they don't go very deep in games. And what's happening here, Brad, is the Dodgers bullpen's been overused.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and I feel like both these starters aren't going to go too far in this game. I think we see the bullpens get activated early, and like you said, when it comes to the Dodgers, their bullpen has been getting hit all year. So yeah, loving the over. All
right, over indeed, over 8.5 here. Astros and Dodgers. This one have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, tonight we've got 14 on the board here from Major League Baseball, heading to a nice weekend here with baseball and some UFC as well. Good results the last 7 days. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I got 2 plays on the side. I got my favorite play when it comes to a side. That's $19 on the side, and then I also have my favorite total of the night that you could check out there too. So 2 plays for tonight. But yeah, I mean, great time to get a 3-day pass. I'll be having some UFC plays tomorrow. As well as we got another full day of MLB. So yeah, definitely check out some long-term stuff too.
Long-term stuff. We go with Brad over at Pick Dodge Pim. Great results over the last 7 days. All showing profit here the last 30 days. So get on board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dodge Pim. We've got that $19 premium up there, as well as the long-term passes. Total of the up there as well. But man, the 3-day pass is very popular here on a Friday. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good one.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you miss any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Going out to the Skype world to welcome in Millz. Millz, you can catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, we're going to get some UFC action here from Millz. Millz, ready to roll. Millz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Everything's going great. All right. We got some MMA action going up here. Looks like you got a play from some PFL.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you got UFC going on tomorrow, but this bet is for tonight. This is for PFL, and it's already started. All right, you have one fight go off the card, but you still have plenty of time to make this next bet. The next bet that I'm on is going to be taking place in the welterweight division. Solomon Renfro. All right, it's a -140 price tag on it. This is a guy who's just got signed to the promotion about 3 weeks ago, and he's already fighting on this card. He made his debut on the UFC Contender Series, wasn't able to get the contract, made some wins on the local scene. Now he's back. He's one of those fighters, though, to where he trains with all the good fighters in the league, pretty much. Shane Burgos, Michael Chiesa, all the training partners at AT&T he trains with. So pretty much his opponent that he's fighting, though, he's been fed to the wolves 2 times already, and it worked. He got finished in both of his fights early. And what are they doing again? Feeding him to the wolves. They're feeding him to the new guy that they just signed because they want to make sure that the new guy that they signed gets a win. With this organization, PFL, a lot of fighters that they do sign from UFC, they haven't been getting wins in this organization. So this price tag right here is a real low price tag based on the fighter's skill and based on what his price tag will be next time out. So I'm taking Solomon Renfro to get the job done. -140. Doesn't have a lot of knockouts in his career, but based on his opponent's defects, I think he could even win by KO.
No, there you go. A little extra there from Millz here on the Solomon Renfro PFL fighter. Again, the start time of this fight?
This fight should be starting in about 15 minutes. It's the next fight on the card. So, yeah, it will be starting in about 15 minutes from now.
All right, there you go. What does everybody, the audience out there, know about the PFL? We hear a lot about Bellator and UFC. What's up with the PFL? We always see them here about it Fridays, right?
Yeah, so PFL, man, so this is how they do it. They do it as like a season competition, okay? And it's $1 million tournament that they got going on for the different weight classes, and they crown a champion. So how it is it's a lot of former UFC fighters on there. It's up-and-coming fighters, international fighters. And the only thing that they got different from the UFC is you can't throw elbows. And the PFL, they're in talks to buy out Bellator. They just signed Francis Ngannou. They got Jake Paul. They were the company that signed Clarissa Shields, the boxer, to fight. So it's one of those companies to where they have money to spend, and they're putting on shows in a season format, in a playoff thing, in a tournament. So even if you win, that's not good enough. You need to get extra points. So you got people going for the finish, because if you finish them in round 1, quick 6. Finish them in round 2, extra 5 points. Finish them in round 3, you get 2 points. If you just go to the scorecards, you only get 3. So yeah, this is the 4th season that they've been on. I cover the event. I do virtual media for them, so I covered some of the fighters this week, talked to a lot of them, and been doing that for a while now. But yeah, it's a tournament style of mixed martial arts with a lot of former UFC fighters.
There you go, right there from Millz, who covers the fight game, knows it very well, UFC. All right, Millz, we got him, Millz here, Solomon Renfro, PFL fighter, -140 tonight. At about 15 minutes, this has a start time, so you better get down on it now. All right, Millz, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, Millz, 15-game card here from a 14-game card here from Major League Baseball. We do have some PFL. We'll get into UFC weekend. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, man, I got one play up there in the baseball field to get you guys' feet wet tonight. It's a night game going on. Got a picture up there that I really like, Yeah, I'll leave it at that. But besides that, I got 3 picks already on there for UFC for you guys tomorrow. And I got them already on the site, ready to be purchased. And I put them all in a 3-pack for you. So you could buy them individually, or else you could get the best value and get the 3-pack.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Millz Young over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, they get the plays for tonight. Of course, their best value here, as always, on a UFC weekend is get that 3-day all sports pass, Friday, Saturday, Sunday coverage from baseball, some PFL tonight. We've got some UFC tomorrow. And, of course, your big baseball card on Sunday. That's all covered on that 3-day pass. You can use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-point capper promotion. even greater value there. And if you're thinking about down the line with college football, if you think about a guy to follow, well, you might want to tail Millz, who's coming off a really good college football season. We are just 2 months away from that start. But if you just keep him in mind, if you're looking for college football for this season. All right, Millz, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. Let everybody know what's happening here with the UFC video series now.
Gotcha, I will do. But Tony, man, that's why you're an expert. That's why you're the best. You already know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, this guy's good at what he does. But yeah, man, UFC. So we're running out, a rundown series now. So it's out on the site. I went through all 13 fights on the card. One got canceled. You guys can check that out right now on the site. Me and Brad, we're still gonna do a live show. But just not this Saturday, though, because the card kicks off real early, so we're still going to be dabbling around with the live shows for a pay-per-view event. But right now, yes, we're doing it more like a rundown series. So that way, you guys can get all the picks and predictions a little bit earlier. And then plus, I just go over the whole card. So go ahead, check out the site right now. The video is up there. You can't go wrong. If you guys want more information on a fighter, I interviewed Cedric Dumas. He's the first fighter on the card. He's a big plus underdog, plus 160 underdog. So if you guys want to check out, his insights on how he thinks he's going to win against his opponent, Cody Brundage, check it out at my website. At MMA Locker Room, man, YouTube. Just Google it.
Google it there. You get more information from Millz. Covers the fight game, gets into the press conference, knows the fighters very well. Of course, has a video series here, so guys, make sure you check it out. And keep an eye when Brad and Millz go live with their show as well, and get those picks immediately to get the best numbers. All right, Millz, have a great weekend. Make it a winning one. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, thank you guys, man. Everybody have a great night tonight. And, man, that kid from the Dodgers, I think he's going to be good tonight, Tony. What you think?
I think so. You turned him on to us last time. He did. He got it.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody out there, man. Let's go ahead and hit these like buttons. And on that note, too, I want to give a special shout out to Jay and Wayne. I just heard those numbers and I've been seeing what they're doing. They're killing it out there. Sometimes people don't give people their props and respect. Shouts out to them, man. They're putting in the work and they're putting in the numbers in the show. So shout out to Jay and Wayne and everybody else on the site.
Absolutely. Fantastic numbers there from Jay and Wayne as well. Doing great work there. 2-for-1 Capital Promotion. Remember, you get 2 of their plays on a two-pack. All right, Millz, have a great night. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, see you guys next week.
You got it. Millz Young here on the drive through. Getting a lot of people signing in right now. If you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Up next, we're going to bring in Brian Bitler. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Brian right now. Let's see. I think he was still out of town. I think he's still near the beach in Delaware. We'll find out if he is. We'll bring him in right now. Brian, what's happening?
What I'm loving Friday nights. It's square dancing Friday night. I still got another 2 weeks or more to go on my vacation yet, so I haven't got enough sun yet. I'm going to hang out here for a little while. Major League Baseball starting to heat up, so hopefully I can turn you guys on to a winner tonight.
Yeah, it's indeed turned into a winner tonight. We're going here to this series here, getting a little high-profile series here between this and someone wrote Yankees or Texas. Here we go. You knew what we're on here. Yankees and Rangers going head-to-head here. We see the slight favorite now for the Rangers. The total sits there at 8.5.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers here on the money line Friday night for my drive-through pick. Is 2 very public teams squaring off tonight. Rangers getting a lot of bettors here, backing them, and that really makes a lot of sense to me. As the Rangers, this is a statement series for them with the second-best record in the American League. And you got a little bit of an under-the-radar starter with Dane Dunning. He's had a fantastic year so far, 6-1 with a 1.19 whip, a 2.78 ERA. Only problem with Dunning is maybe he doesn't go very deep in the games. You got Clark Schmidt on the other side, and he has almost a 5 ERA for the New York Yankees. And the Rangers had an off-travel day yesterday. Yankees got beat like a drum at home by 8 by Seattle Mariners. Rangers 5-1 last 6 against these New York Yankees. For me, I'm going to take the Texas Rangers here on the money line to get the job done.
There we go. We got Brian here, Rangers +1. Actually, yeah, it's come down now, -106. It was plus not too long ago, so you know where the money's coming here. Big move here on this Rangers team. No doubt about that. So you're going to have to shop, get the best numbers, -106, -110. You're going to have to shop and get the best numbers. Yeah, Severino has had his ups and downs, no doubt here. He's getting hurt by the home run ball. I mean, people are looking at the home runs, 2.4 home runs per 9 innings. They're facing the top hitting team in baseball, top run scoring producing team. this season. Rangers have had good success against light-hitting teams, 25-9 against teams hitting 255 or worse. And these closely lined games, these lines that are close, when the Yankees are either plus 125 to minus 125, so these really tight lines. Severino team record, Brian, 10-24.
Yeah, I don't know if I could trust Severino if I'm a New York Yankees fan. And also the Yankees, you look at the difference in offense between the Yankees and Rangers. You know, Rangers really ranked number 1 in runs scored. They're right up there at the top in batting average. And I think with a guy like Dane Dunning on the mound, if he can give him 5 solid shutout innings here, I think the bullpen can take over and carry us to the finish line tonight against the New York Yankees.
Yeah, so far so good for Dunning on the road. That's why he ended up in the bullpen. If you look at his splits in 2021 and 22, you'll see how horrible his road numbers were. But this has changed. When he got sent in, the Grom got on the injured list. Dunning was the first man up. It was all road games here, and he's performed well. Rangers plus actually minus 104 now. We're seeing it now squared. We see this. It's now these are live lines, so they move as you see here. So to get the best numbers, minus 104, minus 110, minus 120. You're going to have to get the best numbers here, guys, on your books. We show the sharpest book in the world just to try to educate some of you newer bettors to get the best numbers. And you see some of these lines, some of these spreads here that are really, really low, these nickel lines. That's where you want to look for. All right, Brian, let everybody know what you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium tonight with this 14-game card from baseball. And good results, showing results here positive for baseball this year.
Tell you yesterday, just a 1-in-1 day, but I cashed my $15 titanium, my third straight $15 hit. My titanium play 180, 132 and 1. That's a 58% hit rate over the last 313. So you make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com. Pick up that MLB titanium. Also have my American League game of the month, $30 at pickdogs.com. Or you can pair all 3 of my best bets up today in my Square Dance and 3-pack, 3 plays, $50, guaranteed to turn a profit. Make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com, pick it up.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results here from Major League Baseball. Of course, Brian also coming off a winning day yesterday. Of course, that's all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium. Titanium wager, remember the $19 premiums up there. Of course, the long-term passes will serve you well. Remember, there are credit guarantee on the individual plays, but the long-term passes are not because they're sold at a discounted rate. 3-day passes is your best buy right here on the weekend with this lot of coverage here on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, Brian, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week, but will we be making an appearance on the weekend shows?
All depends how late I'm out tonight. You know, if I'm square dancing late into the night, I'm hopefully I can get up early tomorrow morning. We're gonna see how it goes. I want to drop by and say hi to the guys. So we'll see how tonight rolls.
We'll see how tonight rolls for Brian. If he'll be square dancing, if he gets in early, he'll be ready to roll here. But you're on the East Coast time, Brian. I don't think it should be that hard.
That's true. You know, I'm just making excuses here, but you never know. Might meet a lovely lady out there square dancing. Things might get carried away, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll definitely, for sure, see you on Monday.
Definitely see you on Monday. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. And I know it is Steak Friday, right? It's time to welcome in Ron Zawacky. You'll catch him over at Pick Dodge Prim, doing great work up there. He's been good to us here on the shows. We'll bring him in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Ron Zawacky. Get him in right now. Rod, what's happening?
Yeah, not too much. Enjoying this Friday afternoon. Getting ready for the action. Just got back from taking the dogs for a nice long walk and enjoying the sun. Not too hot, not hitting up to 30 yet, but definitely temperature's starting to heat back up here.
Heat up a little bit now. It's getting hot. It's going to be a hot summer. It is. All right, here we go. Yep, we're already in the summer. And tonight we're hitting the Guardians and the Brewers going head-to-head tonight. Interleague action here with the Guardians here. Short favorite here, minus 125. We see a total of 7.5.
Yeah, you look at this one, and for me, the Bieber gets to start for the Guardians in this one, and he has been solid at home where he's pitched his best, 4-1 with a 1.89 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP at home. Definitely pitches his best at home. On the other side of the mound, you got Wade Miley getting the start for the Brewers, and he has been not bad this season, 4-2 with a 3.28 ERA and a 1.9 WHIP. Definitely not bad with both of these starters, but when you go a little bit deeper after these starters, this Guardians bullpen definitely almost a run and a half better than this Brewers bullpen. So for me, I'm going to go with the Guardians here. Winners of 4 straight. I think they continue to ride that momentum and get their 5th win. You look at the Brewers, 3-8 in Game 1 of a series. Brewers are also 0-6 in their last 6 interleague games. And the other side of the ball, Guardians, as I said, winners of 4 straight. They're also 7-1 in their last 8 versus a left-handed starter and bat near 300 versus lefties. So we're going to go with the Guardians here in this one. Continue their winning streak.
Rod says that Guardians, we've seen this line moved here to from minus 141 to minus 1. This is the sharpest book in the world, minus 125. Let's take a look at some of these other books where they have this game lined at. And because, we're seeing 30s and 29s in many of the places right now. So you can actually shop and get the best numbers. So maybe a little Milwaukee play here from some of the better, although I'm seeing 35 now in some places as well. So it's mixed all over here in this game. Yeah, always with the Guardians. And even with the Brewers, right? You always got to worry about them scoring runs.
Oh, exactly, right? Definitely you worry about what these teams putting runs up on the board. But the way the Guardians have been playing, I expect them to put up runs this Brewers team. Versus right-handed pitching, yikes! 0-4 in their last 4 versus right-handed starter, and they're batting what was it 172 over the last 10 games versus the right-handed pitching. So now I don't trust the Brewers in the spot. Obviously, somebody does because this line's definitely moved. So that to me that indicates that a whole pile of money's been coming on these Brewers. I'm going to go the other way. I'm taking the Guardians here.
Go on the Guardians here. Guardians minus 125, minus 129. Do your shop and get the best numbers. This one will have a start time here, 7:10 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch it around the package. All right. Before we get to what's happening, any peripheral sports you keep an eye on, Rod?
Yeah, tonight's game. You know me. I love the CFL. That one hit yesterday I gave you guys on Monday, Tuesday, I think it was, where I said take the BC Lions over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And well, they covered that number. They actually won that game outright. So we're looking at the game tonight. You got Montreal taking on the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and in that game tonight, Hamilton without their top quarterback. Bo Levi Mitchell will be taking a seat for this one, which puts in a backup quarterback for Hamilton, and that's not good news for this Hamilton team, who's been gelling with Bo Levi Mitchell, and now you got to go with his backup. Yikes! And you're going against the defending Grey Cup champs in the Toronto Argonauts. You can take the 2.5 points if you'd like, but I'm going to take the Toronto Argonauts on the money line. Or Montreal Alouettes, 1-0 on the season. We're going to go with Montreal here. They're just playing better football right now, and without Bo Levi at the quarterback, tough spot for these Hamilton Tiger fans. Take Montreal.
There you go. Bonus pick here from Rod Zawacky there on the peripherals. All right, Montreal indeed. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Tonight we've got all baseball, right? We got some games beginning right now, so 14-game cards becomes a 10-game card. Looks like the Royals have put one across here in the top of the first. 314 units of profit last 7 days. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, I got my top play of the day in my MLB bookie bomb. We've hit 9 straight on that play there. 21 of the last 28 on that play. You can scoop it up singly. $19 over at Pick Dogs Premium. Definitely jump aboard with that one. It's been fire. Or you can get that in my Friday 3-pack. Where it's my Feel Good Friday today, where you get that $19 play included, plus 2 other plays I've got in tonight's MLB action. Come and join me for the weekend if you would like. We got a nice 3-day pass. We're just getting for you everything. I go at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you know me, I always get some plays in earnest, so you get some Monday action as well. Get 3 days. I get 4 days for the price of 3. Or use that promo code PICK at checkout and use that 2-for-1 capper deal. Pair me up with any one of the other hot handicappers you see over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's make some money. Jump aboard.
That's right. Jump aboard with Rod Zawacky. Get on board with Rod. Remember, the single-day passes are credit guaranteed. They must turn a profit, or the value of purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is credit guaranteed. Long-term passes are not, because they're sold at tremendous value. And, of course, you pick the promo code to save that money. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Key to that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know they can catch you here on the weekends here as well. The morning show every day. Of course, you also contribute to the morning shows on the weekends.
Yeah, definitely tune in to the morning show. 10:30 a.m. Eastern time during the week. 10 a.m. Eastern time on the weekends. And you see definitely a lot of the other handicappers you see here on the drive-thru you see on the weekend show. Definitely tune in. Always have a good time there. Like, subscribe. That way you get notified when all the other content here at Pick Dogs gets dropped. There's so many, too numerous to announce. I don't want to miss anybody out. So definitely like and subscribe. That way you get notified when all that content gets dropped here later this evening. So we appreciate everybody. Smash that thumbs up. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. Also, LSU to win the College World Series.
There you go. LSU to win the College.
We've been riding them right along.
Yeah.
We've been riding right along, like I said. So let's go LSU.
Let's keep that train rolling here, as Rod has been riding with that LSU team, and he's going to continue to ride them as they've been good to him. And of course, it is a best of 3 series. So how do you see it going? Are we going to see a sweep?
I like LSU to jump out. You know what? I really think that we're going to see the best of 3. I think you're going to see the top aces in both of these teams go, and they get a 1-1, and it takes a third game. I really do. I think we see 3 games. They're that close. I don't see it being a sweep for one of these, but both sides. Both teams are good. So I think we're going to see 3 games.
I see 3 games going to play here. Will be like game 2
LSU tonight. I think they get game 1. Game 2, we go with the Gators. Back to LSU.
Back there. If there is a game 3, it'll be here. It'll be on Monday, and then we'll have Rod with.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep, it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we'll have Rod here. We'll probably have a play there. Pretty sure it'll be a primetime game, 7 Eastern. So make sure you guys tune in if there is a game 3 in that best of 3 series for the College World Series. All right, Rod, have yourself a great. Enjoy the steak tonight. I know it's you got it. Have it cooked perfectly, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Definitely, steak will be terrific, real good tonight on the barbecue outside. We're gonna eat dinner outside tonight. Sunny out, nice, not so buggy. So we're gonna, and not so windy. That's the problem here. It's always gets so windy. You're trying to hold stuff down on the table. It's just too windy. So
Blackstone Grill, thumbs up or down on the Blackstone. I got people that love that. I've had food on Blackstone.
I love the thing. It's great. I bought a barbecue and it didn't turn out so good. The rack that was on it wasn't very good, but I bought a nice Blackstone pan for it and turned it into a nice Blackstone grill on my own. A lot cheaper than what they charge you for those things. Just get the pan. Buy a cheap $100 barbecue and you get Blackstone onto one of those. You can find a Blackstone pan that's a lot cheaper than what they charge you for one of those Blackstone barbecues.
That's right. You can that is definitely a winner there. Of course, it cooks very well that way.
But I love them. They're great. You get them heated up and they cook your food fast. I was a cook for 30 years. I love those things.
You got to go 2 burner. You got to go 2 burner, right? 2 burner, twin burner, right? Don't be a rookie. Get that cheap one.
Yeah, don't be a cheap one. Get the 2 burner one. Yeah. See, in most restaurants they got 3 of those things. They have one that one's meant for meat, one's hash browns, one's for if you want pancakes and other things. So it doesn't get charred and burnt. And so you get one for meat, one for vegetables and potatoes, and then one for your breads and starches, basically. So
you got those two spatulas going back and forth. That little cutter cutting them up, right?
Oh yeah. You're going, yeah. Flipping eggs in this pan, flipping pancakes over here. Oh yeah, you're going. Man. You're multitasking. Let's put it that way.
How good with you cracking the eggs? How good are you cracking the eggs?
2 and a half at a time.
2 and a half at a time.
2 and a half. 2 at a time. You got to. Yeah. When you're serving eggs for 3,000 people, you're cracking eggs.
That's right.
They don't come already cracked for you. Trust me, there's no pre-cracked eggs unless you're using those egg beater thingies. And costly, too expensive. You're cracking eggs.
You're cracking eggs. That's no doubt about
cracking eggs and peeled potatoes. Two things that never end in kitchens.
Oh goodness, prep. They never. The funny thing is they never show the prep or the cleanup and all these and all this stuff. Once people realize there's prep and cleanup, then they say, "Oh, let me just call it my food in," right?
Yeah, I just gonna call my food in once you realize that you have to do all this prep work and prep your food and then the cleanup after. That's what I love. I love it. I love prepping the food, get all ready to go, cooking it up.
That's right.
Definitely.
No doubt about that. All right, Rod.
The unsung hero in the kitchen is the dishwasher and the prep cook. Those are the 2 guys that are the unsung heroes in kitchens. The guys that get you there, all your stuff that you need to prep to get that food out.
Yeah, that's a lot of work doing that. No doubt about that. All right, Rod. Enjoy that steak tonight, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Yeah, you too, Tony. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Enjoy whatever mountain trip you're going on. Somewhere.
Yeah, I got some stuff going on this weekend. All right, have a good one, Rod.
Enjoy.
I'll be the boxing show tonight. All right, we got it. Zawacky here on the drive. Yes, the snow is finally melting on top of these big peaks. Most of these big peaks. There's still one that still has a lot of snow. And we're into end of June, which is incredible. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Let's get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap here. And we're going to look here. Let's get the game up here right now. Did I get it set up? I think I got it. Yeah, Red Sox and White Sox going head-to-head tonight. In this one, and this game we'll definitely be looking here at the Red Sox here at minus the 114. I know Giolito is on the bill. Brain Bayo is someone who I was very critical of last year when he came up. The Dominican kid came up last year, and I think it's his first two opponents were the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays ripped him up. But this year, Bayos seems to have figured it out here in his second year in the majors. And, respectable ERA 3.49, whips 1.3, 22% strikeouts, gets a high ground ball rate of 58%, limits the home runs to about 1 per 9 innings. And look at this here, the Red Sox 22-10 facing an AL team hitting 255 or worse. So this weak hitting teams, the Red Sox have had success. Giolito is the starter here for the White Sox. You can't write him off. Some folks had been writing him off a little, but he shows his numbers have improved. 3.54 ERA, 24% strikeout rate, 33% on the ground balls, about 1.36 home runs per 9 innings. But Giolito has had some struggles here at home. 2-9 against a winning team at home. Red Sox over the past 7 games hitting over 300, pushing across 7.5 runs a game. Their bullpens perform well on the road. White Sox past 7 games averaging just 3.5 runs a game, hitting 215. But for me, it's Bayo's recent form is good enough for me to back him here with this better lineup. We'll take the Red Sox here in this one, minus 114 here against the White Sox in a game that starts here in about a little more than an hour or so. Guys, check out Pick Dogs from tonight. 4 premiums on the board tonight. I got a best bet for Major League Baseball as well as 3 premium plays here from Major League Baseball. So go ahead and get signed up. Remember the long-term pass. You can get my 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Select me. Go over to my handicapper page. Make the purchase. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Let's take a quick look at the scores, and then we'll get to the recap here. We have a game bottom of the first here. Twins and Tigers going head-to-head. And right now we see no score here. Bottom first. Twins out in the top of the first. So we get to the bottom of the first here with the Twins and Tigers scoreless. Braves. And look at the Braves. Wow, they've started off hot here. 4-0 Braves on the Reds. And, of course, these were 2 hot teams coming in, but right so far the Braves are starting to flex their muscles. Of course, they're getting to Luke Weaver, right? That's what Wayne was talking about. Luke Weaver was someone he was nervous about. 4-0, still batting, by the way, still batting the Braves here against the Reds up 4-0. Next game up here in progress. Royals have pushed across 1-0 here. Rays batting here, bottom of the first. And we got no score, bottom of the first here with the Pirates and the Marlins. Marlins closed a big favorite here, 204 in this one. Total was low here at 7.5 runs. And that will take us here to the top of the hour here when the Mets and Phillies go head-to-head. All right, let's go to the recap of the games for today. All right, Chris was on the Marlins run line, laid the run and a half, minus 103 against the Pirates. Jay liked the Diamondbacks, plus 173 against the Giants. We know Wayne liked the Braves here, minus 142 against the Reds. Brad says Astros, Dodgers over 8.5. Millz, Solomon Renfro, the PFL fighter, minus 140. Brian was on the Rangers, plus, no longer plus, it's about minus 104, minus 110 now here against the Yankees. Rod on the Guardians, minus 141. And we've got my pick here will be the Red Sox, minus 114 here against the White Sox. All right, the one I like the most, I'll look at the Rangers side there in this one tonight with Brian. Although, you're losing the value, they're not the plus 125. But it is about minus 104, minus 105, minus 110s. Let's see where it says here. Yep, we're seeing some minus 103s in most places. Actually, a sharp book in Vegas, not the sharpest book in Vegas, one of the sharp books in Vegas is at minus 110 right now. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the favorite now become in Texas in many markets right now. So that's how it holds there. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. Guys, make sure you tune in again Monday live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. They'll cover their plays for you here in real time for you on Monday. And don't forget, it always gets started every day with that morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time during the week. But on the weekends, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The host chairs will be rotating hosts, or both, or duos of Chris and Jay, and they'll welcome in a lot of the cappers from Pick Dogs. A lot of folks that you see here on the Drive-Thru will guest on the show. So, guys, make sure you tune in. And don't forget all the video series here on Pick Dogs, Ron Romani's Baseball Rundown. Mike Davis, his live shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also his prize picks. He also has the first 5 innings in there. Millz with his prop video pick of the day. Also his UFC rundowns up there, so you make sure you check that out for this fight card on the weekend. And of course, we got Nick Menken with his Nerfies Yerfies, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, Bane Tool shows, Nerfies Yerfies, also individual videos there with Mitch and some of the smart minds in the industry with some videos up on this channel as well, so you guys can get out there and learn about how some of the wise guys go against the books in Vegas. Some tips also as well on betting. Guys, make sure you check that out. All right, I'd like to thank everybody out there in the chat room tonight. Fernando, Blake in there as well. Dion, Nick Beats Vegas, Darren Turner, Rod in there as well. The Bird Ends, he's looking at that Bird's End. Wayne Scott as well. We got Clean MF in there. Ramon, Lando 86. Shout out to you as well. Andy P in there. Always good to hear from Darren Turner. Really good input from Darren. Rocco Rogers in there as well. Rise Above Anything. Shout out to you as well. And of course, Sports Spins in there as well. So lots of folks. Mayor Baltimore in there as well. Shout out to you as well. So lots of great people here in the chat. We appreciate everyone's contributions here. Theo Green, Zuckerberg, and Musk odds. I think they're out right now. Some of the offshores are putting those odds up there right now. So keep an eye on that as well. Raymond Reddington in the chat as well. Shout out John Stewart as well. And of course, Stevie in there. And Randy McCarty in there as well. Mario Moore giving out his picks as well. So lots of great contributions in the chat. We appreciate everyone's contributions. That's going to do it for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show. We'll bring them in right now.